Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Fuzzy from Fuzzy's Ghost Models back here again with a what's in the effing box. Look at this beauty. This is the 48 scale Royal Class Eduard P40E boxing. Dual combo, so it's got lots of goodies in it. Very excited about this. There's a ton. Let's see if we can get this to zoom or focus. There we go, focus there. Got some nice little goodies here. Some of the markings, some of the other markings. Let's dive into this. Pull that off. Yeah. Nice full box. We'll pull this aside. We'll start pulling them out. I'm going to set the clear parts aside till last. I don't want to get them all banged up. So on top is the double fuselage sprue. We'll open this up. Two of the same. There we are. They're both identical, and we have to have a look. And I know there's probably 1,000,001 reviews, unboxing reviews on the web, but I'm excited and I'm gonna have a look. Now look at that. Oh, that lovely rivet detail. I'm a big fan of rivet detail, and this stuff is super, super fine. Super fine. Let's see if I can even get any closer there. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Really nice. And there's the rudder. Very well molded. Little tiny bit of flash there, but that's no big whoop. You can see it's slide molded to make it hollow on the inside. That's pretty cool. Instead of doing two pieces, and then there's the prop. Flip that over to the other side. Not bad at all. A little bit of flash here and there. Need some cleaning up. The other side have it too. The other sprue, yep. All right. On to the next. Next is a double packaging of some of the interior parts with another, looks like another propeller. That's the thing about Eduard, it's, you know they're coming out with other variants, and parts of those variants are on the trees already. So again, these are sprue D, and it's labeled as, let's see if we can get that photo, P40, just straight P40. So these are obviously going to be common for the other variants and marks. All right, these are, oh, there we go. Okay, so here's another prop. I don't know my P40s too much, but obviously different style. Lots of little greeblies in through here. There's, of course, the option between the photo etch and the non-photo etch. Excuse me. Rear bulkhead plate. And we have different side panels here, so obviously some different variations. These two are the same side, but you can see this one's got some different detail on it. Cockpit floor. This looks like the top of the wheel bay. Control column. Wheels. And again, different instrument panels again, because we had them up here and now we got some down here. So obviously different variants. Bulkheads again, different than the other one up here. Rudder pedals, some of the controls. More wheel stuff. The wheels, struts, and some more greeblies. It looks like a little something funky's going on there. That little short shot. Let's have a look, see if we can get that to focus. Yeah, it looks like that tail wheel's been short shot on the middle a little bit. Interesting. How about the other one? Let's look at this one. Yep. A little short shot. Okay, well, some learning points from Eduard for their mold design. Alright, the next sprue, or bag, has, this one kind of split open on in the manufacturing process. I did not open this up. This has got a lot of parts in it though. Pull that off. Alright, so this has both the lower wings and these are duplicates again. Again, this says P40. And I'll zoom in. P40 again. All right, we'll have a closer look at this. It's got some of the odd greeblies in it. So inside the wheelbase, the exhaust stack, the manifold holders, a couple of bombs and the bomb fins, some rockets, some more parts for the rockets. We'll flip this over in a sec. Here are the exhausts. Yeah, and they're not hollow at all, so replacements must be had. And then it looks like some cradles for bombs and such on. We'll flip it over. We'll see what's on the side here. So these were our blanks for something. I don't know what they're for. They're part of the inside the wing or what, I don't know. The other side of the rockets. And these are, yeah, those there are there's two styles of exhaust here. None of them are hollow. The more greeblies. And these are all the insides of stuff you're never going to see. All right, so 2 sprues of those. That's good. And then in that same bag was this here, which is the wing sprues. These are also the same. 2 duplicates. Let's see what we have here. And once again, it just says P40. So these must be a common part. And you can see upper lower wings, some of the tail surfaces and ailerons. And I gotta say, looking at this, the detail is outstanding. Look at that upper wing. Really nice. Really nice. I mean, that rivet detail is super fine. Super fine. Super fine. We'll go over to the lower wing, which is one piece. Come on, you can do it. Focus. All right. Really nicely done. Got some nice detail in here. Yeah. Really, 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 really nice. And there's the ailerons. And the horizontal stabilizers, 1/2. Elevators, the other half of the horizontal stabilizers. Looks really nice. Beauty. Again, 2 of those. And I have one more bag of gray parts. Okay, again, these are duplicates. Yes, it is sprue F. And once again, it says generic P40 up in the corner. And we'll zoom in and have a look at these. So there's the seat, the plastic seat that comes in the kit. It's got some nice detail on it. It's got the soft cover bags for the insides of the insides of the wheel wells. Cooler open, fuel tank, radiator, some of the propeller, some more of the wheels. Very finely detailed. I'm zoomed in way too far to give it justice. Okay, so here we have different wing options for the guns. Kind of nice that it's molded this way. You could actually drill those out pretty good, make them nice and deep. And then bottom part of the fuel tank, supercharger, the supercharger intake, more fuel tank stuff. Top of the wheel wells with the cover on it to keep dust out, and some more different greeblies. Here are, I'm not sure if those are covers for the guns. I don't know. I'll have to look at the instructions. And some more little doodads, closed cowl flaps, and then that, yeah, all right. And like I said, I've zoomed in really far. When I'm looking at it with my naked eyes, it looks even better because you can't get that far in. So in this Royal boxing as well, there's the instructions. Actually, we'll have a quick look at the clear while we're here. We're looking at plastic parts. These are super nice. Pretty good molds. If it would focus properly, you get to see it better. But yeah. And you can see that they've molded part of the fuselage as part of the front of the canopy to make that joint a little easier to get rid of. We'll see if we can zoom in on that. Right there. All right. Get 2 sprues of those, and you can see there's different options. So there's more to come, I'm sure. What else do we get in the box? Photo etch, of course. Wouldn't be an Eduard kit without getting photo etch. So here we have it. Instrument panel, cowl flap replacements, seat belts, some screens for the supercharger, some of the sidewall stuff, bomb fins. I don't know if those must be lines for the brake lines. I'm not sure. Some more seatbelt stuff, and you get one of each. Right, both the same. Looks pretty good. We'll zoom. It's not fair to zoom in this far because when you're sitting there at the bench looking at it, you can't see that much. But yeah, that'll look good inside the cockpit. This one here, yeah, is that different? R023. This one is, no, they're the same. Yep, they're the same. It also comes with masks for the wheels and the canopy, just the outside of the canopy, not the inside. It comes with some resin wheels, replacement wheels, which look very nice indeed. They have some great detail on them. It comes with these mask plugs for the wheel wells. So you can paint the wheel wells, put these in, and paint to your heart's content and not have to worry about mucking up your paint job on the interior of the wheel well. Then it also comes with this little bag here of 3D printed stuff. Looks pretty friggin' fragile to me, so we're gonna have to be careful with this because some of the stuff is already separated. But let's have a look. There's a seat there. And there's another seat, so that has the two styles of seats. Manifold, wheel stuff, another set of manifolds, and then some of these have already broken off, but there's your 3D printed exhausts. Now I'm going to zoom in and have a look at that. Those are really nice. Those are very nice indeed. Seat number 1, the square back, 3D printed. Yeah, belts molded on, which aren't too bad. And there's the other seat. Sorry, it's kind of jiggly. There's the other seat with the belts molded in, or printed on, I should say. They look very nice. It's going to look very nice. And the wheel hubs. So that's going to add some extra detail to the wheels. And then we have 2 sets, I think they're exactly the same, of the exhaust manifold mounts for the exhaust, and they look fantastic. Look at that. Beautiful. Now I'm going to very carefully put these back in the bag. And make sure I get the exhaust pieces that have fallen off of the mounts. I'm going to throw it all back in, just in case. So I do think that this little package could have been, this little bag could have been packaged a little better with a little more padding as opposed to being loose in the box, just to prevent any damage, because there was a couple of pieces that came off the tree, but no big whoop. No big whoop. So also in the box, you get this printed on some heavy cardstock, which is really nice. This beautiful print of Flossie, and that's fantastic. Really, really nice. Really nice. That'll put that's nice for a collection in anybody's study or fat cave or whatever. Another bonus, and I guess in each kit has a different one of these representing one of the marking options, but it's a magnet. And in this particular one, it's Robert Scott's aircraft from China, one of the Flying Tigers. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. That'll be going up, that'll probably go on my toolbox for sure. And then we're going to run through the destructions, and you'll see how many option markings there are and how beautiful they are. So really nice book. Open it up, gives you your parts layout. You can see the number of parts that are not used in this particular kit. There's different options depending on which markings you're putting on. You can see the clear parts. These are the resin bits, the 3D resin bits that you get, the masking, and then the 2 photo etch sets. Then it's got your color usage down here, which is Gunsy Aqueous and Mr. Color. My favorite brand. One of the reasons I like Eduard is they can continue to use that. And you start off, first off, you have to decide what you're building, because there's variations for depending on what set of markings you're doing. So it's going to tell you which seat to use depending on whatever marking. And you can see some of the fine detail that's going to go into the cockpit. There's a lot in there. There's 4 different gun sights. And then the instrument panel options, sidewall. So you can choose the position of the flap controller. There's 2 different versions depending on your bent. Sidewalls, and that all comes together in a pretty standard cockpit tub. And then they're asking you to put the mounts in for the exhausts. Then the supercharger gets built up, and then there's a replacement. You can either use the kit cowl flaps, or it's showing you how to use the photo etch ones. Looks a little bit tricky. We'll figure that out when we get to it. And it shows you mounting it inside where it's supposed to go inside, and then everything comes together with the tail wheel, the cockpit, and cowl flaps and supercharger. Shows you the position up here. Then it's got the covers for the exhausts and all the exhaust stuff. Painting inside the back of the back glass on the behind the cockpit, and then your 2 options for covered and non-covered wheel wells. And that by covered I mean a lot of them had a covering or leather inside to keep the dust out of the mechanical stuff, and sometimes that was removed just because of maintenance. And then there's the 2 different types of gun that go into the wings. Again, check your options. Goes into the lower wing, check your options. There's drill points, and then the tail, pretty straightforward. There's a little bit of stuff in here because the tail's hollow. It's got some of the armature in there. And then that all comes together with the fuselage and the wings. You got your navigation lights, wheels, your resin wheels. You can use the plastic or the resin ones. Probably be using the resin ones. And then we get into some more of the little greebly stuff and the wheel, the landing gear doors, and then just the canopy parts, propeller, simple affair, and then pitot and more lighting stuff. Then your options for external stores, whether it's a fuel tank, different type fuel tank, or there's a couple of different types of bombs. All right, there's your masking layout. Tells you what's what goes where. Then we get into the fun stuff, which is how do you decide what to build? Which markings do you take? So this one here, spring of 42 in the US. One from the Pacific, Quilene, I guess. My pronunciation is terrible, but this is the one with the little guy having a P on the rising sun. Shark mouth. Matt doesn't like shark mouth, but you can ignore him. Another shark mouth from Burma. Flying tiger symbol on the side. This one's from Australia, from Darwin, Skeeter. Then another one we have, it's from Java. This one here, West Palm Beach Playboys from New Guinea. Then we have one from the Aleutians, Flossie, which is actually the art print that's in the kit, in the Royal Class version. Then there's this one here for the Royal Australian Air Force. And this one here from the RCAF up in Alaska. And this one here, another one from Egypt, from 112 Squadron. Then there's this one here. This is Bobby Gibbs aircraft from the Royal Australian Air Force when they were in Egypt. And that might be pretty cool to do that and do his Grey Nurse Mark 8 together. And then there's this Russian one. And then the stenciling. Yeah. What a kit that is. It's full of stuff. It's going to be really hard to figure out which marking set to build, because there's like 4 in there and there's only 2 kits in this box. But the box does come with, the Royal Class does come with the 3D printed stuff, which is outstanding. Looks really good. You've got the fridge magnet. You've got the piece of artwork, the poster artwork in it, extra as well. And it has extra markings as opposed to just the dual combo one that came out. So very excited for this. I've ordered some overtrees so I can make use of the decals that are in there with some other ones. So that might be coming up as might do a multiple build at once kind of thing, which would be kind of cool. But anyway, that's it for the 48 scale Royal Class Eduard P40 boxing. I think it's worth, oh, you know what? I did it again. Let's have a look at the friggin' decals. Fuzzy, what are you thinking? Not enough coffee, obviously. Or maybe too much. Sorry about the noise. Let's have a look at these markings, because I have had great luck with Eduard markings in the past. The performance has been, I love doing decals to begin with, but yeah, so look at those big sheets, right? So we'll have let's get the film off. Sorry about the funny glove. My hand's a little knackered up, and I don't think you guys wanted to see all that on camera. That's why I got the glove on today. All right, let's zoom in. So first sheet, the exciting one. It's got the decals on it. Yeah, it looks great. Now you might be thinking, well, the carrier film looks a little wide on some of the things, but I have had great luck with the unofficial ability to remove the top carrier film after the decal goes on. Use some good setting adhesive at first, let it dry, and then pulling it off. So here's all the stars and all the other markings, the roundels and the Russian stars. I mean, looks great. And then of course you get 2 sets, upside down, 2 sets of stencils, which has the It has the instrument panel decals if you go that way. And let's see how, yeah, so you can read what it is. They're not just scribbles. The printing is very nicely done. Hands off. Yeah. Awesome. Some of the placards for the cockpit. That looks great. Those are going to look great. Propeller stickers. Yeah. They look pretty good. They look pretty good. Anyway. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Eduard, there's a couple issues with the mold. A little tiny bit of short shot on the one tail wheel on both of the molds. A little bit of flash on one of the propellers in the let me grab one. In the fuselage sprue. But what a great kit. What a fantastic kit. I highly recommend it. I'm going to build a couple of these up because they're so cool, especially with the shark mouth on them. I don't care what you say, Matt. If you like the channel, if you want to support us, please subscribe, hit like, leave a comment. Go to Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee because I love my Java. And you can go to the merch store, get a shirt, get a hoodie, get a mug. Bad day modeling is better than a great day at work. Truer words have never been spoken. So please enjoy, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.